weeks here as we go into the new century, I guess you call it. So yeah, if everybody's going, we're forming new coalitions. We're forming new coalitions and new communities, and everywhere I go, it feels that way. It's like that community over there, there's that group there, and that it's all. Aquarius has the affirmation around being a group sign. But if you remember the last time I talked about that, it was about highly individuated beings. So that's an Aquarius theme. You should be highly individuated, and you're just you. You're
yeah, yeah. I'll agree with you. Being an Aquarian, yeah, I'm very individual. That's definitely me.
Well, you're the authority now, so.
Oh, am I? I'm in charge now, am I?
Oh, we need to know what you got in mind because we all have to follow it now. So,
well, at the minute, I'm just getting over this backache, but I mean. Okay. Is it physically affecting us as well before we go into the nice stuff? It might be hitting us with all sorts of things before we actually get into the, I can feel the change, definitely. Yeah. I mean, definitely for us now regarding that so-called tenant, because we're getting our money back. Yay! It's all working out now. We are getting paid our money we've been waiting for 2 years now. So we're getting it all in full and a bit more. So that's really great. So we can go to the Isle of Wight next year and look for a place to move to. So it's all happening. Yeah.
This is sure. I wanted to mention something about how scientists and musicians have got together to send signals out to various exoplanets. So I think the last one was. Well, we know in Alpha Centauri they're sending signals there, but there's another one out there that they put together 33 musical tones and combined it in order to communicate with that other star system. And they're kind of like this week waiting to see if they're going to have a bum, 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 like.
I was going to say, that reminds me of that is my ultimate favorite film. Nothing will ever top it, and that's Close Encounters. I saw it as a child, and it just altered me. Normally I go to the cinema and I'm aware where I am. I totally forgot where I was. I was in that film, and it's the only one that really affected me to the point where, nothing tops it. I think it's wonderful that they used sound to communicate with the aliens. I was absolutely fantastic way of doing it. Yeah.
It's only a matter of time,
Very spiritual. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I want to welcome Glenn. Thanks for joining. And if you want to say hello or show us your face, you can. But if the connection's bad, I understand sometimes it's good to not have the video on. But welcome, everybody. And I'm feeling very celebratory for the new energies and aligned and excited for the new group flow and cooperation and just embracing the earth in a different way, where a lot of new technologies are coming out, and it will be an interesting unfolding. And I think one of the opportunities is to keep our own alignment as changes are happening that might seem destabilizing on one hand, but at the other hand could be very life enriching if we ride that flow in a positive way. So why don't we just go into our heart spaces and take 3 deep breaths, kind of ground and expand at the same time. Drop any cares or concerns or worries or any resistance that you might have coming into this gathering. And then think about something that you're grateful for or something that brings love to your heart. Just think about something that's full of awe and makes you feel wonder or amazement. Feel your heart center opening up and bring in energy from above your crown chakra, and allow that energy just flow through, illuminating your cells, washing away any tension or concern. We're now in the presence of presence. You can call in any teachers or guides or your higher self, or whatever allows you to feel more connected to the non-physical aspect of yourself, your eternal nature. Bring that energy in now. If it helps you to picture colors, golden rays of light streaming forth, or pink or purple color, or the violet flame of transmutation. Any technique or modality that allows you to feel open and loving and present. Now, as a group, we can bring our energies into a central column and send our heart energy into that column and let that column expand to include us, our bodies, wherever we are in space and time. And then collectively, let's move beyond our current physical environment and expand our consciousness where our beliefs are, allow them to subside and just go into that place of what Buddhists call emptiness, what some may call the quantum field, the void, beyond your country, beyond the planet, to beyond the galaxies, to this very, very expanded love field, potential energy, where all possibilities and all realities exist. And stay a moment in this expanded love field. Allow this energy to realign your body and your intentions and your soul purpose. Allow it to bring forth these new energies in a more empowered way than ever. Know that you can always draw upon this of power. Anytime that you start to wobble or feel tension or separation, know this place of unity is always available to you. This place of deep love and connection where you're never alone and you're never unsupported. This is who you really are. You might want to go into a visualization now of seeing your higher self or your future self on a bridge meeting your personality self today. Any guidance or wisdom that might be valuable to you as we enter this new era, this Aquarian age, this age with more harmony. Allow yourself to be guided by this wiser part of yourself and comfort it, knowing that when these uncertainties arise in your life, there's always a greater solution beckoning you forward. And when a fear arises or a lack belief, it's just arising to be seen and witnessed and transmuted into the greater truth of unlimitedness, of pure abundance, of flow, harmony, and love. You spend another minute or two with this more empowered version of yourself. Get any downloads or information or inspiration. We'll just go 2 minutes or so in silence. Just feel how deeply loved and supported you are, just exactly as you are, just for being you. You can put your hand with your heart and just see yourself stepping into that more empowered version of yourself and becoming that more empowered version of yourself now. And as we come back into this moment in time, in this physical body, no, that's who you really are. It's just a decision, a choice to live as your most authentic, most empowered self. You always have the answers within you and the guidance and love that you need. It's in the words, I am that I am. Knowing that you are divinity and divinity is you, and that all beings are one. Let's come back from the galactic energy field, bring it down to a more planetary view. As we do, let's send blessings and love to all beings throughout the planet. Mother Gaia, anyone who might be in fear or suffering in any way, let's send our love and light out to them. And if they're ready or if they choose it, it's available to them. No need to fix or change anything, just offer love for those who might be wanting it and not know where it's coming from. And let's come back into our immediate areas and feel your body wherever you're sitting. Breathe in deeply one more time. And if there's any intentions or personal intention that you have now, one for more clarity or more abundance or more love, more physical vitality, whatever your personal intention might be, let's turn that over to the larger part of ourselves to anchor in and know that the lighted trail is before us. Just a matter of vibrating in the frequency of the wish fulfilled. And so what an intention this week, the next couple of weeks, to practice that. Living in gratefulness every day, in joyful expectancy, for well-being for ourselves and all beings. Again, see this light, Christ consciousness, illuminating every cell of your body, every organ, every system, all the bones. Allow it to permeate all your bodies of physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, etheric. And we'll just call forth the word unify as a code word. To unify these bodies. And anytime we're feeling a little tension or again, fear or lack, we can just say the word unify and click, click, click. Those chakras and bodies will be aligned in love and light. Now to ground this energy, let's breathe deeply and squeeze all the muscles in our body that we can. Squeeze, hold, release. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in, squeeze, release. And 1 more time. Release. If you want to shake your hands out and just wiggle around, and enter back into this time-space continuum. And there's so much gratefulness for all of you to join in this little intention and meditation with me. And if anyone wants to share anything or make any suggestions or comments, feel free to do so.
I was actually letting one of you guys go first this time. Jay, do you want to say anything first? Because I always come in first.
I'm good. I'm relaxed, actually. More relaxed.
Yeah.
I'm buzzing. I shot off into space this time. I didn't have any barriers whatsoever. It was quite overpowering this time. Yeah, I'm feeling excited and I'm buzzing.
Great, great. It'll be fun to see it because you're such a creative person. What the creative energies will come through you, as these, Aquarian energies become more heightened and you're in that buzzing state. It's kind of fun to see how it manifests from there. A lot of times I don't try and control it. I ask myself throughout the day, okay, what feels fun to do next? What feels fun to do next? Since I don't have a typical schedule, I just follow my highest joy and enthusiasm, and I'll follow a task or a point of focus until it no longer feels fun or enthusiastic, and then I might go for a walk, or I might call a friend, or I might, and so it just fills in. But it's really fun when you get the buzzing and then you get a download of like a great idea, and then you just run with it. So maybe that will happen to you this week, Kenny. The downloads.
Oh yeah, definitely feel downloaded. Yeah, it's just, yeah, real buzzing. That was powerful. Yep.
How about you, Brian? How are you doing?
Okay, here I'm back. Well, no, I don't know if the right word is fibrillating, but I'm fibrillating. I'm trembling. You know, I really, I feel like I'm in a rocket ship going
Yeah.
so far away, and yet I'm right here. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Maybe I'm being teletransported, you know, or something to those other dimensions. I've been fooling around with the idea that all the realities that we've ever had on the planet are now dreams. It's like having a dream. Everything, all history, and now the new reality is a dream.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing, but you're converting one to the other. So, and I know it's something like, let's say I'm thinking, and I'll right along the day, and if I start thinking of something that's not a good thought necessarily, then something falls off the table. You know, it just immediately transfers through the mind. And it's like having those, what's that show that has all the mutants and all, having all these supernatural powers, but you don't know what to do with them. You know, and you go off somewhere. So I've been trying to have fun with it. So yeah, that's my comment. So you said something about the silence there, and that's always profound. When you go into a silence mode, you do have to listen. You know, God's always telling me, Brian, you're not listening. I said, God, I am. No, you're not. So just be quiet. And it's hard to be quiet and listen. That's me. I'm always thinking about something else. So I don't always get the download. So anyway, I'm having fun. We all are. We all are. The moon's in Aries today too, by the way. So it's a new cerebral, you know, posture for the rest of the month. So we start a new cycle. So
That's why,
anyway, yep.
that's why we're feeling us high energy then. Very. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all lined up with Aries. You know, we got Chiron in Aries. We just had that conjunction earlier today, and then Mars is coming up. Eris is coming up. There's like three: the Moon, Chiron, Eris, and Mars. So there's 4 Aries things. So if your brain waves start to really like go off the chart, that's why, because everything is so postured towards that energy. You know?
That's interesting. I think it's a valuable time to integrate, you know, the dreamlike quality and then the physical manifestations right now.
Right.
And sometimes it does feel like, okay, where am I? Because it's they feel like 2 different realities. But I think that's the opportunity is to call in grace and that feeling of, oh, how does this want to express through me for the benefit of all beings, rather than like the separate me, like feeling like if we get into the smaller contracted version of ourselves, the higher energies can kind of mess with us. But we can also recognize, like when the book falls off, oh, this is just a call for my awareness, just like Thich Nhat Hanh calls them bells of mindfulness. You know, you can use a stoplight to think, oh, I'm late and there's a red light, or you can call it as a bell of mindfulness. Oh, there's a red light. I can take a moment and breathe and pause and connect. So anything can serve as a reminder of our natural state and a choice, so that we always feel empowered and like we're creators, not like we're reactors to the outside world. And to me, like as I see more and more, everything's a dream and we're just making everything up, that everything in physical form first was created in thought, then I allow my imagination to dream into being this heaven on earth beauty and cooperation and a deep level of this love and well-being. And whoever wants to share in that dream with me, I think I'll call forth and manifest. And, you know, just like this group came together across many different countries and places to be here in this moment co-creating, then I think also our new groups and allies and friends are coming from many different expanded regions than we can even understand right now. So it's
I feel really close as well. I feel really close to you. I mean, I know you're miles away, guys, but you feel really, really close to me right now. You know, it's like you're in the room with me. It feels like that. It's amazing, the feeling I'm getting. Yeah, it's like, you know, I know I'm talking to you miles away, but it doesn't feel like that at all. At all. You know, it's really, we're all connected really powerfully today. I feel it very strongly. Yeah, definitely. Off the charts connected. Yeah.
Hilton, can you talk? Are you able to, or is your video or audio not allowing you to do that?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Nice to meet you all this evening time. It's in Turkey. It's what time it is? It must be around 9 p.m. So I had this small interviews today with related to my thesis. I have conversation with the people who are working from home, and the main point was everyone was so comfortable to be at home and working from home, which was, to my amazement, a year ago, if we offer them, probably highly likely people reject that. So with the pandemic, how the mental models, mental patterns shift suddenly. So can you imagine that with the new consciousness, how the mental models or this mental limitation can shift in such a short time? A whole day I was thinking about that. It's not, I mean, a year ago, probably most of the companies will tell you that that's not possible. They are not yet, they are not ready yet, but people are not ready yet for this transformation. But in a blink of an eye, in the history of the earth, it's just happened. So why not other things, our imagination for a beautiful planet, for a beautiful humanity? Why
Exactly.
not? It won't
Yeah,
happen.
I wouldn't say consciousness is limited at all. You have got an expansion that goes beyond infinity. So, you know, if you are concentrating on your mental state of mind, oh, it's just the expanse is enormous. You know, you're not limited at all in your conscious state of mind or in your subconscious even, you know, so it's only the physical that's limited, I think.
Can you imagine what can invite all the people, like the humanity, to experience that level of consciousness? What will be effective for them to think about that, to experience about that, to be inspired about that?
I'm so excited. It's like, for me, it feels like this is a time that I have always felt in my heart that we could live at. And so I've been holding visions for so long, and now I can see them actually manifesting. And I'm excited about, again, I know there's technologies that are more beneficial for the earth and healthier for humans, and ways of educating and ways of healing, and just like the whole idea of really everything we need is already here, and it's not feeling separate, like we have to exploit the earth or each other to get our needs met, but really, like, it's almost like a complete paradigm shift from me to we, and it's already done. We're just allowing these realities to now manifest so we can see them, but they've always been there, like in this parallel state. And now that the consciousness has has shifted. Enough people have said, no, I don't want to do it the old way. I want to live from my heart and trust and love. And young people are breaking out of the norms and, you know, doing things unconventionally and succeeding. And so I think that that's, I'd say if we have this, we jump ahead 10 years from now and we're in this same call, we'll be talking about, wow, we're visiting other planets now. We're able to bilocate. We have, all our food is raised in healthy ways with no chemicals, that the water has repurified itself on the planet, that we have beautiful communities where, you know, multi-generational people are living together in multi-diversity, you know, and there's plenty for everyone, and we've eradicated hunger on the planet, and we've eradicated, you know, a lot of disease. And, you know, within 50 years, I think all of those things can absolutely be true, and we'll just see pockets of it where there's flourishing, of like islands of flourishing throughout the globe until there's that critical mass, and then boom, that's the Earth that we live in. And there are other Earths and other parallel realities where people are choosing other things, and that's fine. But if our heart is set on experiencing heaven and oneness, we can call that in and live that truth. And so I'm excited, and I'm so grateful to play with other people who have that dream too.
Nice. Very well said. You know, could I say something a little bit similar to that?
Sure.
Yeah. Years ago, I subscribed to a magazine called Planetary Society. Okay. It talks about, it's kind of an offshoot of NASA. And one day they had a contest looking for artists that would draw pictures of Mars when we land on it, and then 100 years later, what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took that upon myself to do that. I felt that was going to be fun. So I went into one of my rooms, into a large carton box, and I popped out of it as though I was crash landing on Mars, and I recorded all on a painting what it looked like. And it had water, and it had stuff like that. And then the next day, I got put on symphony music and do the 100 years later version. And being an astrologer, Mars and Pluto have a connection. Mars is the lower octave, and Pluto is the higher octave of that energy. So, but if you saw the painting of 100 years, it was almost like what you were saying. And in the world, it was just like these beautiful landscape lines with energy fields, and people happy and all that sort of thing. Just 100 years from now, once we've settled on Mars. So just thought I'd tell you that story. They actually got a recognition, and they have it exhibited around the world now. Those paintings, and I call the name of the project Shepherd's Pie, because the astronaut was Shepherd, and of course there's a play on Shepherd's Pie, you know. So anyway, that's all.
I haven't had shepherd's pie in years.
No.
I had it yesterday.
All right,
Yesterday.
sounds good. Anyway, it's kind of reflecting that.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we should do more studies of those kind of things, how it would really look like. And you know, I have a background in architecture, and I used to be able to draw, you know, scenarios of cities and countries and everything. You know, you're a designer, but a lot of my designs were like floating buildings and all kinds of other strange things. So, but that's all possible, and now it seems like it's even more real these days. So, what are you talking about that?
I'd love to. I've always wanted to ask a house to build itself out of, you know, natural elements like crystals grow, or so the fictional book I'm writing, it's really a kid's adventure tale. I put all that stuff in there because I want to see it. And then, you know, I see people are making bricks now out of mycelium and, you know, like mushroom, and there's some that are making housing materials out of coral, like they're using the principles of biomimicry. You know, they're looking in the earth and how structures are created in natural ways, and then mimicking those to create that for humanity. And so some of these are like ideas I get, and then there's others that, as the ecologist and the one who's studied a lot about natural systems, I see, other species don't have to build their own houses, out of like ripping parts of the earth out. Like there's another way to do it. So I'm curious to see what that structures are going to look like 100 years from now, and whether or not we even need them. Because if we kind of come from a self-contained like aspect of divinity, then everything we need is already there for us, and we won't really need to shelter ourselves from an external nature because we are nature. So I'm also interested in that, like,
All right.
if the yogis can melt snow or be buried underground in samadhi and still be able to breathe through their skin, then a lot of what we think we need to live is really not true. It's just conventional belief that's been perpetuated through mass consciousness. So that, again, I see as what more miracles of things and beyond what humans think we're capable of as is becoming demonstrated in the next 10 years. And that's really fun to look forward to too.
Anna,
Go ahead.
I remember a story from the Master of Far East.
Yeah.
The old masters, when they need to travel, they just leave their body wherever they are and travel as a spirit, but the body stays there, is alive, because hair gets longer, nails get longer, but wherever they want to appear as a spirit, they go there and they did whatever they like to do and come back and took the body back. So maybe we don't literally need to use our body, or maybe we can shift the body capabilities so the structures we need will be different in the future, because they already did that in the past, as the story told in the Master of Far East.
Yeah, I agree. And
Astral travel. Yeah. I used to do that as a kid. I mean, Galton won't know this because I've not spoken to her before. But yeah, I used to. Is that how you pronounce your name? Galton. Is that her name? Yeah. Yeah, I used to astral travel as a child, even though I didn't know what the heck I was doing. It was kind of scary until I got it pointed out to me as I got older what I was doing, because I was leaving my body and traveling all over the place without realizing what, So, but when I got the hang of it, it was kind of fun actually.
Yeah, out of body experiences.
Yeah.
And it was also Einstein that said that imagination is more powerful. And I think Nikola Tesla also believed in that as well, which is why he came up with all these fantastic, like also renewable source of energy. He came up with a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. I've got a theory. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I've got a theory about you might have a laugh now. It's only because of Brian talking science fiction about aliens. These grey aliens that people claim they can see. Well, I've got a theory of it could be us. Because we are now creating UFOs. We are making them ourselves. So in the years and million years to come, we are those beings. We have gone as a higher power being. We are the grey alien. That is us coming back to our time now, and it's actually us. It's not another civilization. It's us that have. Do you understand that have gone beyond?
Yeah, I've heard that as well before. It's really time travelers from the future, our future selves coming back to see us now.
Having a good laugh and thinking, oh my gosh. Wait.
It's kind of like how if we were to go back now to millions of years ago to our cavemen and cavewomen selves.
Yeah.
How
we're going to evolve to the grey alien stage, or what, a higher being, higher power. Yeah.
And then, there's a lot of different histories on Earth. Like the one that's taught in our history book isn't really the only version, and it's probably not even an accurate version, but that we have been, a certain percentage of humanity has been, I would say, influenced by extraterrestrial genome, and some of them are hybrid. And so a lot of this is it's conjecture because I haven't had direct experience in it, but I feel that there's a much bigger story, and that's also going to be revealed. And Brian has said that's, predicted that, some of these more, I would say, extra terra brothers and sisters, we get to know a different species and life forms and expand what we think life is, because that's another part of expanding consciousness, is to realize we've had a pretty myopic viewpoint of what life is from, this duality consciousness. So, Gulten, did you want to say something else?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I was watching Star Wars yesterday and today, part 1 and part 2. To be able to be a Jedi, you need to have certain level of like mitochondria level to be for them to be selected as a Jedi. So I thought, now we are, as a consciousness, we know that our cellular mitochondria are alien to us. Actually, we does not belong to our body, but we co-live in a same platform. We call it body. So, and I remember that the old masters can really increase their vibration and they can disappear their body. So if we have that energy powers here in our body, and as scientists told us, if we can protect our mitochondria health in a good shape, we can have longer life in the same body. So I was thinking a couple of things starting to appear or starting to be understandable for us. And why not? We can literally have our body with a longer lives and maybe shift to or adapt to other platforms, so we can literally have travels to the space as well. Like literally, I mean, such a visionary movie, Star Wars. I mean, watching again every time, oh, he is mentioning that years ago. Now science barely start to mention that. I was thinking about that yesterday and today.
That's cool. Yeah, very cool. I love that the idea of like, it's like telomeres that you're talking about, like lengthening the telomeres to live longer too. And then there's a lot of science on that right now. And I also I know that, some of the teachers you studied, Gulten, that have said, we can regrow limbs, we can, like develop gills and live underwater. Like some of these movies that, Aquaman has the ability to breathe underwater. And so there's really a premise of some of this fiction, that is actually based in truth. It's just not in our accepted conventional reality. So I think it's fun for whoever's interested in that kind of thing to explore, what is the human potential to stay in a body and live from like an immortal sense. And it can be just leaving the body, like you said, and coming back to it, but it also can be like we're in a frequency of love and light that's so high, then there is no discord, then there's no aging in the body. There's only, and there's even probably a direct living off of prana where you don't need to eat at that level either, because you're just sustained by light and frequency. And so all of that, I think, will be so fun to explore. Like, right now there are people who are running, faster than 4-minute miles. And there's people who are, able to do these physical feats that I didn't think were possible. And there's other people exploring like how long they can swim underwater in frozen circumstances, and other people who are exploring these feats of of human endurance from the physical. And then there's others who are exploring, you know, the spiritual consciousness explorations and instant manifestation and levitation. So all of this is happening in pockets all over the world. This super consciousness breakthrough is so interesting. I'm just loving hearing anytime there's some new miracle that we didn't know was possible to live, and, you know, bring people back from the dead. You know, that's all in the Bible and other sources. So it's a very exciting time to be alive. And I'm glad to have a little group that we can talk about these concepts with, because as we speak them into being, we actually draw them forth into form faster than if they're just thought forms. You know, the more we speak and hold the intention of an unlimited future that benefits everyone, the more we create that. So thanks again for your presence and your co-creating with me this day. It's really special.
I think as an actual disabled person, I can't physically see me growing my legs back, but in my mind, I dream. When I dream, I've got legs. I'm walking. I've got legs. I've done it many times. In the physical world, I've not got them, but in the mental, in the dream world, I have got them. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a powerful place to be. You know, on a soul level, you know that you chose this experience, and it's empowered you in many ways. And because you dream it, it can happen. You know, it might not be this year, but it's kind of fun to see. You know, whatever with these accelerated energies and these med beds I've heard that are extraterrestrial technology, where it's kind of like a sarcophagus, and you lay in it and it rejuvenates your body back to its divine blueprint.
Are you making me think of Stargate now? yeah, Stargate. Yeah.
There's certain news channels that say they exist, and they've been just reserved for the elite, but now they're going to be able to be distributed to the masses. And I think I've seen that in movies too, different movies. And so who knows what the actual form will be, but the potential is there. And for me, it's the potential is enough to know that it's possible. If I keep my heart excited for the manifestation, then it will come, and I don't have to control it or force it or need it to happen in order to feel good. I'm just excited about the potential realities of like living in this, a new octave. As Brian said, you know, octave, I think, you know, we can actually live from a place, instead of like despair to contentment, we can raise our emotional being into, you know, the minimum can be contentment, and the highest can be beyond ecstasy. And from those frequencies, it is a completely different reality. And that's what I'm shooting for. Heaven.
All right. Very good.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's take a moment to just do a closing kind of intention, and take all this good energy that we've been, you know, just being in this circle, and bring it back to a personal intention that we want to energize. Whatever dream. No, it doesn't have to be anything big. It can be something small, but it can be, you know, something you've always wanted to experience in your life. And let's call that into form, manifestation, and divine timing. And then let's take this circle of love and again send it out wherever it could be of value, magnetize. See the discordant energy frequencies just being smoothed out to a heart coherent field, joining with all those other beings who are now living and creating from this level of love and well-being, joining with those energies and seeing that as the truth of who we are from now on. You know, this field is available to us anytime we need it. We just call it in. We just say unify. I'm just sending an extra special dose of love to each of you. From my direct connection to divinity to your direct connection to divinity. A million times a million. Om Hrim Hari Mata Matataya Swaha Ananta Gaja Mukha Patala Ganga Rudini Raksha Raksha. That's a prayer of protection and flow and divine grace. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. Love you guys. Anyone want to say any parting words before we go?
Yeah, I'm hoping. Are you all going to be here on the 25th?
I will be.
Okay, because you know that song that Nia did in the Lean on Me, and I shared the audio.
Yeah.
I've made the video now, so I'm going to wait till Nia's there because I want to share it with all of you because she's on it. So I'm going to send the link out on the 25th when I see you guys. So that's my Christmas present to you all.
Right.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I hope you all have a great Christmas. But I'll see you on 25th anyway. I'll wish it on Christmas Day as well. So
Yeah, and I was like the 25th. I'm like, oh, that's Christmas. That's me. I'm doing that call. I'm really out there. I'm like, what's the 25th? I'm like, oh, that's Christmas. I was so excited for the solstice energy. I keep forgetting the more regular holidays. But I know that's yeah, that'll be lovely to share then, because there'll be other people, probably a bigger crowd that day tuning in, and who need just a little support if they're feeling isolated and with the lockdowns and stuff. So
I'm really pleased to meet you guys. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
take care.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
You too. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks so much for joining, Gluten. It's lovely to hear your wisdom as always. And Brian and
Thank you.
Kay and Jay. Thank you guys. Much
Thank
love.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Many
Thank you.
blessings.
All right.
Go shine your light and have fun out there.
Hey.
Okay, see you soon. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.